Generic greetings, and welcome back to Prison Architect once again. In the previous episode, we had strange happenings in Death Row. We finally got a prisoner, and then, just as promptly as they arrived, they then left. Actually did get paroled, which is weird, because this is parole. But it shouldn't be. It should be Death Row Appeals, which it says in the Programs tab. Death Row Appeal, there you go. It's in parole death row, so it can only be assigned to that. But they were paroled. So I don't know whether that was a bug. I don't know whether that is a simple quirk where when they go for death row appeal, normally what happens is it looks at their likelihood of clemency and then can either reduce them to a lower sentence, so basically high risk or supermax, or it will then put them back into their cells with a lower likelihood of clemency. And if you get that to, say, I think it's 5% or 10%, then you can go ahead and go through the execution. Actually, you can put them through the execution at any point. But what I'm saying is that that's a tunnel. Yeah, it is actually a tunnel. Yes, the thing is that you go through it and you see, like, you reduce the chances of it being a sort of an erroneous result down. But I think what's happened is they've went to parole. They've done death row appeal, and because it is in parole, it also does a parole program at the same time. So it not only does the death row appeal, it also does parole, and then because both of them were triggered, not only were they reduced from the death row sentence, they also were paroled early, which doesn't make much sense actually, because I think their estimated chance of reoffending was quite high, and my parole cutoff is 15%. So maybe it was a bug. Either way, I don't know. It's a bit of a quirk. Anyway, what are we going to be doing this episode? Well, we're going to wait until we got a bit more cash, and then I want to force that door open for a start off. I want to go ahead and finish these cells off because we haven't got the doors on yet. But once they're done, we will then probably get this done. Now, obviously, we've got a lot of people assigned to this workshop. If we go over to logistics and then prison labour, you can see there's a lot of people assigned there, but only 6 can actually work there. But it is still, more than I thought would actually go for that one. We've also got, I think, a person on the list that wanted to do carpentry apprenticeships 2 of, so we'll start that. We might as well go ahead and do that just to see what would happen. This person, this is Ed Redman. They've been brought in here because they've been found with escape attempt. That'll be, I'm guessing, the tunnel that we found. Speaking of that tunnel, let's get rid of that tunnel like so. Just make sure that it is all gone. In terms of the overall running of the facility, it seems to be going quite well. Let's just have a quick look at prison grading. You see reoffending rate has been reduced down to 14%. Punishment is 7, reform 2, security 2, and health -2. So it's about the same, I think. Paroled early 48, with none of them reoffending, so that's good. Although the chances of that happening are quite low, actually, because we've got a 15% chance of reoffending, so you thought 1 or 2 would have reoffended by now. There's another page. As you can see, in terms of pages, I have got most of them, in fact. There you go. So I'll go ahead and look through all of those once I've got them. I'm sure, well, there will be a place on the internets that'll have them listed, but I'd rather get it this way. So we've got not enough money to build this other workshop, which is fair enough. Yesterday, or rather last episode, I opened up medium and max. Now, some people have said that's a mistake because the chances of you receiving death row are based on your previous intake, apparently. I don't know if this is the case. So if I have that, having max sec only intake, then we will get a higher chance of getting death row. I don't know if that's the case, but it gives us more money, so we're going to do it anyway. Because that's just how it is. Right, so I just need to put some doors on this. Now, technically, though, are they classed as legit? No, they won't. I was going to say I'm getting no error messages from it, but that's because I haven't actually assigned it yet. Now I've assigned it, we should be okay. That is still, as you can see, assigned to protective custody only. There you go. I was wondering why we were getting these different colours, and that's because we've got the deployment scheduler not ramped up. When you've got it elsewhere, it changes it to red to show you that you are actually deploying elsewhere, so that's why. Anyway, so that's all set up. This is all set up. Security's done. This is death row only. This doesn't need to be sorted out. Shop is fine. Chapel, the morgue is done. Yep, I think that's about right. Looks like we're finding loads of packs of cigarettes in the kitchen. And that can't be, like, hygienic. Unless it's probably just traded on. In terms of the day, we're on day 71. Total time played 10 hours, 47 minutes, and 48 seconds. Wow. It's currently autumn, so we've gone through a couple of seasons. We also now have enough money to build this, which will be another workshop as well as a library, which we might be able to have people in there, he says. I don't know actually. Let's have a quick look. Foundation education program, 2 running it. It says 2 places, 11 sessions. Don't know if there's anyone past it yet. I don't think so, but we'll see how it goes. So materials, building brick, and we will set all of this up. Now, we do need to check. Yeah, we probably need to have a couple more capacitors in here. Just because we're going to be running the electrical cable straight across. And then having all of these connected. But we'll do that after we've done the library. So, library, you can see there's no number next to it. It means we don't have one. And we need library shelf and sorting desk. So we do have 6 library shelves. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all we're going to have. And sorting desks we'll just have... is that the best way of doing it? Yeah, I think it is. Unless we do 1, 2, 3. No, can't have it that way. It's going to have to be as I had it. Like, that's going to be the most efficient, I believe. And then you have a sorting desk. I mean, you could have a sorting desk like that. And then have another shelf going... Nah, it doesn't make any sense. We'll just do it like that. And there we are. Okay. So that's our library. And then what happens is they come and you can rent the books and stuff. It would be nice to have like a little a cart going around, like off the Shawshank Redemption. You know, book. No thanks, book. All that sort of thing. Get Brooks to go around and sort that out. So 0 prisoners arriving, even though we're filled to capacity, because we are technically at capacity. 144 of a maximum of 150, because 6 of these are assigned to sort of special cases. So we've got 3 protective custody and 3 death row, which we're not receiving in death row just yet. In terms of intelligence and informants, we have a quick look around. You can see we've got 1 confidential informant, which we haven't activated. No suspicion, coverage of 44%, which is very, very good. A lot of these, however, we can see... we don't have... Oh, there we go. We don't have line of sight, which means we didn't know what traits they have. And it's very, very difficult to spot the... I wouldn't say the dangerous traits. That's the wrong term, because the dangerous traits are things like volatile and extremely volatile, things like that. I'm more talking the... and there you go, extremely deadly. That's a dangerous trait. I'm one's about the things that will cause them to be in danger. So the snitches and your ex-law enforcement, things like that. That's the ones you need to worry about. So we've got enough to get a metal detector put in, because I need to put one at the start. And I'm putting it in first because as soon as we assign this workshop, it will then start to get stuff in it. And then, obviously, if we don't have a metal detector, we're not going to be able to get stuff out without a great deal of problems. So we're going to go ahead and place our tables here. It doesn't take much to put in. There you go. And in terms of the saws and the presses, not going to get placed just yet. Not going to happen. Just ain't going to happen. As you can see, we've got several people working in there, which is very, very good indeed. Making metal plates and cracking on. That's good. Glad we got that sorted. Yeah, that's good. They're working quite well. Some on the saws, some on the presses, but as you can see, we've got a lot of stuff. And there they go. Good. I wonder how much we're making. Exports, 210. Exports, 400. Yeah, so we're making decent money. There's deliveries. Where is exports, in fact? Exports is down there. It's quite a word. Okay. So it's currently time. What we're going to do is do another shakedown in a moment. Have 10 prisoners pass the foundation education course. That's on 10%. So one person has managed to do that. Well, that's good. So we'll go to jobs then. We'll assign these guys to work in different areas. In fact, I'm not going to assign them to work in this one, because what might happen is the game might say, right, yeah, we got people working. We got a total of 6 people qualified, 3 in each job done. And then 3 people go here, stand around and going, well, this is easy. This is the easiest time I've ever done. I just stand around and get paid in a workshop. This is good. No, don't think we're going to allow that. So we now have one person working in the library, assuming they don't leave or get killed or all the above. In fact, the former can happen because of the latter. Anyway, we've got, in terms of guards, we've got, I think, a decent amount now. Obviously, we've got a lot of people assigned on patrol, but we did sort out that via the scheduler, which is still a bit iffy, and I know a lot of people have mentioned about certain changes and improvements, but just understand that I'm not really going to bother for the time being to touch that. I don't want to go anywhere near it. It's my kryptonite. It's like, no, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to go near it. We've got enough snipers, I believe, although I didn't check. So in terms of the best way to check it is not in here. This, you might think that this is going to, you want to go to the staff tab and check it out, and you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's easy, but the best way of doing it is just go to staff, and then it gives you a number 7, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 towers. So that's not a bad ratio, I guess. 20% of staff can be on break at any one time, and it is 20% of staff, not 20% of each staff type. I don't think it divides it by staff. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So it just assigns whatever people want to go on staff. It's just the amount of staff on break at any one time. In fact, it might even tell us, mightn't it? The maximum percentage of your staff who are permitted to take a break at any one time. Set this low to force your staff to work harder and longer breaks. Set it high to allow guards to take breaks whenever they please. It says guards there, but actually it's all staff. So it's, or not all staff. I think it's the majority of staff. Don't think workers get a break, but snipers do. All the different types of guards. I think you do get, you get the chief and such, and the accountant, they do go on breaks as well. In terms of the bureaucracy, there's a couple of things I haven't unlocked. Obviously, I haven't got legal prep and legal defense, which is like a sort of safety net for you failing at big style. Haven't got tax relief, which would be a nice thing to get because you get an extra 20%. Reduces your effective corporation tax to 15%. I think it is currently 20%. Or is it? I don't know what it is. I don't know what the tax rate of in this game is. We've also got things like small cells, which we're not going to bother with. Permanent punishments would be useful, very useful indeed, actually. So I might go for that sooner rather than later, because if we do get someone that needs to be in protective custody, we'll assign them to that. Although the way you can do it without having permanent punishments is going into regime, adding your extra regime up here, so you will add the protective custody, and then just give them 24-hour lockup. Just assign lockup to their entire schedule. But if you do that, then they don't necessarily get fed and things like that, whereas permanent punishments, they do. It looks like we've got a bit of violence going on here. Again, it'll be the extra volatile guy, I'm guessing. And, oh, there he is. Look at that. He knows we're looking. Hi, Colin. How's it going? Oh, yes. Oh, dear, where's he going? Probably go and watch another murder. Or maybe instigate. We'll never know. So, we're getting good money from the shop. We're getting good money from the workshop. And a lot of people working in there, actually. We do want someone to pass... Oh, hang on. We do want someone to pass the carpentry apprenticeship, but we'll see how that one goes. Over here, however, this is Aston Stoneman, age 43, prisoner number 2550814. Sentenced to 26 years for multiple crimes, including attempted murder and assault. I wonder if you flung like a full Oxford English dictionary at someone and knocked them out, and that was the attempted murder. But either way, what's happening now, as you can see, is a lot of people are going in there and they're getting books. So they all have these books, which I don't think you can buy from the shop. The shop has... Well, it has magazines and papers, look. I mean, there's playing cards, there's some newspapers. You've got some different books of whatever description. You've got soaps, you've got talcs, you've got bars of chocolate, more papers there. Assorted, I think that's like probably like a Kit Kat or something. Other bars like a Hershey or whatever. Yeah, loads of different stuff. Other chocolate and delicacies are available. So Aston Howell is here, and the chief. Why is the chief calling me? According to some of our guards, a new radio host on the station the prisoners listen to has been saying a lot of things that are riling the inmates up. It might be worth removing the radios from the time being, unless they start. Unless they start to take what he's saying seriously. Well, in terms of radios, the only place where we have radios is in here. And over here, which is actually nowhere. Oh, looks like I've missed some things out in here. Which is actually nowhere near any prisoners, because there's no prisoners in here. So, okay, I guess I'll remove it just so it, gets this little ticky box done. Also, we do have radios there. Do we get rid of that one? I guess just for safety, we will get rid of the radio in the staff room. Although that's probably how we heard about it in the first place. Staff morale is at 89 and decreasing. Staff are saying they're not paid enough. I sort of agree. I'm going to rise them by a little bit. So obviously that's going to massively reduce my daily cash flow. But it should also increase their morale. Although there's got us a lot of serious complaints. Let's just have a look. Let's cut that back a bit. The serious complaints will be warmth. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Well, it's not fine, but there's nothing I can do about it. That's just how it is. If they're on patrol outside, they get called and they have complaints. People have mentioned this, and I think I've mentioned before, there should be an upgrade somewhere, well, in the bureaucracy, really, for like winter jackets or something, or all-weather jackets or something like that. So the cold need it's either not as serious as it is, because it's a very, very hard-hitting thing at the moment, or it's just they don't have a cold need, like a warmth need. It should do it so that they don't get cold as quick or something. Because at the moment, if they're signed outside, they just go, I really hate it! Even though it's, you've got this stuff here. Whereas you would think a nice warm jacket and maybe a beverage of some kind, a nice warming beverage would sort them out. Today's beverage is not warm. It's, what is it actually? Oh, it's just orange juice. It's actually orange juice with bits in it. It's like a cloudy lemonade. Hang on. What am I talking about? It's not at all. It's orange juice. What am I about lemonade? It's orange juice with bits in it. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, with vodka in it, hence the problems. No, it's not. Right, so where are we at? £6,000 with receiving 6 a day. That's fine. We do need to get someone in this workshop. Do we have, however, the deployment scheduler sorted here? It is not the case. So actually, we'll assign that, and then in here we will assign someone in there. That's fine. And we'll also assign someone in. Hang on. We'll assign it to. Does it go all the way back to the end? I think it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does just that. There we go. So that's on patrol route 2. So they're only going to be assigned to these ones on patrol route 2, because that's when they work. There you go. So we're going to save some more guards. Excellent. So, workshop. So over to objects, zoom in, and then we need workshop saws and presses. Now the presses will go on the bottom. There's 3 of. Saws can go on the top, and the carpenter table can technically go in the back like that. No, can't, because I haven't got the money. Oh well, fair enough. But once they're placed, they should be powered up, because there's there's adjacency bonuses there. That's fine. 1 maximum security is going to arrive soon, but still no death row yet. Still haven't got it, which is a shame. 108 high risk, 29 normal, 6 low. No protective custody, because If it is needed, I don't know about it. So quick look at gangs. 897. Yeah. We haven't got any gang leaders, though. And the question is, do I want any? Well, it makes things interesting, sure. But the question is, do I put them in? There is a mod that you can activate, and what it does is allow you to bring in gang leaders. You just assign gang leaders, and they'll crack on. I don't know whether that's something we should do, because honestly, at this point, there's not a lot to do. We have to finish this workshop off, and then construction-wise, the facility is done. Oh, actually, it's not. We need to expand this fence. So it's 1 episode of construction, if that. Do you think we should artificially add in the gang members, the gang leaders, rather, just to see what would happen? I'm up for it because I think it'll make it interesting, but let me know what you think. And we will go from there next episode. Would I regret asking that? I think so. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.